Coming up on Mountain News this morning, recent policy changes are good news for people in the Commonwealth who are aiming to get their GED.
And we take you to Frankfort, where Attorney General Daniel Cameron is pledging to fight child abuse in the Commonwealth in the face of shocking federal statistics.
Also in Frankfort, pro-gun activists from throughout the state gather to make their voices heard in what they believe is a fight against their right to bear arms.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 4:59. I'm Will Puckett.
And I'm Madison Pergram.
Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning on this Wednesday. Madison, a stark difference from yesterday to today.
It is. It's a lot quieter this morning. There's a lot more going on yesterday.
Yeah, we can all breathe a sigh of relief. And the biggest one, who probably has the largest lungs this morning, is Mr. Brandon Robinson. Let's bring him in. And Brandon, yesterday, raining, sleet, snow mix on the way in. This morning, nothing but the moon out.
I know. I feel like the Postal Service yesterday. You know how they go in every type of weather. That's what I felt like yesterday morning. But you're not going to have to go in any type of weather this morning. A few slick spots and some frost, but otherwise we are in pretty good shape. The only slick spots are areas where you had water over roads that maybe refroze in some of those valleys overnight. I hit a couple of those on some of the back roads this morning. Outside WYMT, though, very quiet. As Will mentioned, not a cloud in the sky, just a big old moon out there shining down on you. Very bright, too. 31 in London, 32 in Wise, 33 Harlan, 34 Middlesboro, but 38 here in Hazard, Prestonsburg, Ashland as well, 37 Pikeville, Logan. Again, scraping your windows off just a little bit there this morning. You'll see about an extra minute or two that you'll need to do that. Coffee, grab yourself a little extra. Make sure it's good and hot this morning because it's going to be chilly for a little while. Then we'll warm up into the 40s later today with lots of sunshine. We'll talk more about the extended forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Madison?
Thank you, Brandon. Well, the first day of the 2020 Kentucky legislative session is now in the books. Lawmakers gavelled in at noon on Tuesday with some rule changes made regarding how bills are discussed and voted on. One of the bigger changes, doing away with the process of passing bills on the consent calendar, meaning bills cannot be lumped together.
All bills that come to the House floor will be voted on individually.
Now, hundreds of bills have been filed for this year, and while casino gambling is doubtful, the House leadership did say there may be support for sports betting. Another bill that could see some traction is allowing medicinal marijuana, and no action on the spending plan is expected until after Governor Beshear delivers his budget address to a joint session of the legislature on January 28th.
Yesterday, Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron pledged to fight child abuse in the Commonwealth. The AG met with the group Kentucky Youth Advocates to discuss better coordination. Federal statistics show that Kentucky ranks first in the nation for child abuse. Cameron promised to use his office to vigorously prosecute perpetrators.
And January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. The goal is to shed light on human trafficking in the Bluegrass. When Governor Beshear was Attorney General, ending human trafficking in the Commonwealth was one of his main causes. An exhibit on display at the state capitol demonstrates the issues of domestic sex trafficking using statistics specific to Kentucky. The goal is to educate people about the vulnerabilities victims face.
I want you to know as you go through that exhibit that Stephanie's story is a real story about a woman that a young girl we had the privilege to serve. But her story is representative of what's happening across the United States.
Now, Governor Beshear signed a proclamation in honor of Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and research shows in a 5-year period, almost 700 cases of child trafficking were reported.
Well, there is some good news for people who want to obtain their GED. The state is waiving test fees. Those fees amounted to $120. State officials say this will help the more than 300,000 Kentuckians who do not have a GED or high school diploma. They say this removes a barrier for people with goals of a better education and better jobs.
We are going to help so many adults. I believe that the first amount of funding that we're putting aside could help 5,000 Kentuckians this coming year secure that GED. But let me tell you, if the volume and demand is more, we'll find the money.
The Education and Workforce Development Cabinet allotted more than $600,000 in state funding to waive the test fees. People who do not pass the test the first time will have to pay the fee to take the test again.
And pro-gun activists gathered at the Capitol in Frankfurt to show their support for the right to bear arms. A right they say keeps them safe in their homes, can put food on their table, and that might be in jeopardy. Yesterday's rally is partially in response to Bill Request 354, which some claim should have a ripple effect under new leadership in Frankfurt.
Basically an assault weapons ban.
They're taking small chips because before we know it, the right's gone.
Kentucky United, the organization that helped put this all together, is not stopping with rallies. They say they have also been helping counties' efforts to become Second Amendment sanctuaries.
One Kentucky Democrat says he's running for Rocky Adkins' former seat. Sandy Hook native Bill Redwine is running in the 99th House District. He worked for Morehead State University for almost 40 years. The seat was vacated by Adkins when he became senior advisor to Governor Andy Beshear. Adkins held the seat since 1987. Richard White is running for the seat on the Republican ticket.
And a Richmond teacher has lost his job and is facing federal charges. School officials say Larry Foley had taught for several years at LaFontaine Preparatory School in Richmond. The school's co-founder sent a letter to parents Monday saying the FBI had searched Foley's home and arrested him. The letter also said Foley would no longer teach at the school. FBI agents did not go into specifics about why they searched Foley's home, but did say the case did not involve students or other staff members at the school. Kentucky State Police tell us they are not involved with the FBI investigation. And an investigation into West Virginia Governor Jim Justice has ended. The governor's attorney told reporters that there was no finding of wrongdoing. This is a video of yesterday's news conference. The governor has been the subject of rumors after it was made public last year that federal prosecutors sent 3 subpoenas to his administration requesting information about his businesses and a lavish resort he owns.
Well, in West Virginia, more than 60 employees of Panther Creek Mining in Kanawha County are losing their jobs. The county's commission recently received warn notices. Officials said the notice affects 65 employees. Commission President Kent Carper said the layoffs will impact more than 100 family members in Kanawha County. The layoffs are set to take place in March. The Lexington Herald Leader reports a local coal company cannot pay its miners because it didn't post a required bond. That could mean Quest Energy and the American Resources Corporation may be breaking state law. Miners with Perry County Coal told us they were laid off last week without any notice, and now they are missing their paychecks. If this sounds familiar, it's because it is almost the exact same situation Black Jewel miners faced in the summer of 2019. Now, during that Black Jewel saga, then Attorney General Andy Beshear blamed the Kentucky Labor Cabinet for not ensuring the bonds were posted. Now that Beshear is governor, some are wondering how fast the new administration is moving to enforce the decades-old law.
And Hazard Community and Technical College President Dr. Jennifer Linden sat down with Steve Hensley to talk about a variety of topics yesterday, including the college's efforts to help laid-off coal miners find new jobs. One of the most popular programs for coal miners is the Electrical Lineman Program, a program Dr. Linden says several Black Jewel miners just graduated from.
The good thing about the lineman is that you will make a salary that's comparable to what you made in the mines, so that's attractive to many people. We have another lineman class starting in March. We have CDL, and that's something else that's just been so popular.
You can watch the full interview with Dr. Linden Monday night at 7 on Issues and Answers.
Well, thank you for getting your day started with us right here on Mountain News this morning.
More news is on the way. Coming up, we'll take a look at the health benefits of taking a nice, relaxing bubble bath and why there is a holiday dedicated to the practice.
What a difference a day makes. I'll tell you what we're expecting today and beyond in about 3 minutes.